Good morning, children. We have to study era of Gandhi. Era means yuga, period. The era of Gandhi or the period of Gandhi. Era of Gandhi or the period or time of Gandhi. Era of Gandhi. Last day, I had clearly told you that Gandhiji was born in the land of Gujarat, in a place known as Porbandar. He was born. He was born in a place known as Porbandar. After his initial studies or after his primary studies, he went to the Great Britain. Studied BL. BL means Bachelor of Law. In order to study BL, he went to Britain or England. He went to the land of England for studying BL. He studied BL there. After studying BL, he came to the land of India. Then he went back to South Africa to work in the Abdullah Company. One place was there in South Africa known as Natal. He worked there in the Natal, he worked there. Then his idea was to come back. His idea was to come back after some time. But in South Africa, he stayed for more than 20 years. He stayed in South Africa for 20 years. Then what happened? In South Africa, he experienced apartheid. In our lower classes, we have studied what is apartheid. And in this lesson also, I have told you about apartheid. I told you what is the meaning of apartheid also. Apartheid. Apartheid means discrimination on the basis of color of the skin is known as apartheid. In the land of South Africa, discrimination was there between white people and black people. Clear discrimination was there between black people and white people in the land of South Africa. Clear discrimination was there between black and white people in the land of South Africa. One day he was traveling in a train from Durban. He was traveling. A white ticket examiner came there and he threw away Gandhiji from the compartment because during those days there was separate compartment for white people and for black people. That was a condition of South Africa during those days. Then, in the land of South Africa, he experienced everything what he later experienced in the land of India. Or he experimented so many things in the land of South Africa. What were the things which he later experienced in India? All his studies or all his strikes were based on non-violence and satyagraha. Non-violence and satyagraha he practiced in the land of South Africa only. During the year 1915, Gandhiji came back to the land of India. I told you several times regarding the speciality of 1915 period. About the importance or speciality of 1915 period I had told you. 1915 was a period of First World War. During 1915 period, First World War was there in the land of the earth. During the time of First World War, he came to India. he met Gopalakrishna Gokhale in India. Gopalakrishna Gokhale. He accepted Gopalakrishna Gokhale as his political guru. But Gopalakrishna Gokhale gave one advice to Gandhiji. Gopalakrishna Gokhale gave one advice to Gandhiji. One advice he gave. According to that advice, according to the advice of Gopalakrishna Gokhale, Gandhiji traveled from one part of India to the another part of India in an ordinary compartment or an unreserved compartment he traveled. In different parts of India, he saw poverty of the people. He saw unemployment of the people. Then he saw caste system among the people. He saw population growth in the land of India. He saw illiteracy in the land of India. All these things he saw in the land of India. That is everything. And now we have to study about another important personality. Now we have to study about another important personality in the land of India. We have to learn about another person in the land of India, that is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Ambedkar clearly told that political freedom is not possible without social freedom. That was the main idea of Ambedkar. Ambedkar told that political freedom is having no meaning without social freedom. Ambedkar really clearly told that political freedom is having no meaning without social freedom. That means during those days, India was under the control of British people. Indian people were fighting. Indians were fighting to get freedom. Indians were fighting in order to get freedom in the land of India. Freedom in the land of India. But Ambedkar told, we want freedom. But at the same time, we want equality inside India. Caste system was there in India during those days. He told, we want equality in the society. So, Ambedkar told, political freedom. Ambedkar clearly told that political freedom without social freedom is meaningless. Ambedkar really clearly told that political freedom without social freedom is having no meaning. Then Ambedkar studied caste system in detail. During those days, caste system was there in the land of India. Ambedkar studied about caste system in detail or clearly. Ambedkar studied. And he made so many plans. He made so many plans and programs. He made so many plans and programs to destroy caste system from the land of India. Why? Because he was born in a lower caste in Maharashtra. He was born in a Mahar caste. Mahar was an SC caste, scheduled caste. Mahar was a scheduled caste. He was born in the Mahar caste. And from childhood onwards, Ambedkar studied, or from childhood onwards, Ambedkar understood all the problems of caste system. So, Ambedkar studied all the problems of caste system and he made so many programs to destroy caste system. He conducted so many programs in India. Mahad, Tank and Kalaram temple movements. There means during those days, untouchables had no power to take water from Mahad well or Mahad Tank. He conducted a strike against that one. Kalaram temple movements. In Maharashtra, one temple was a Kalaram temple. There. Scheduled caste or scheduled tribe people were not allowed to enter. He conducted Kalaram temple movements in Maharashtra. Then Ambedkar was the only one person who participated in all the three round table conferences. Ambedkar was the only one person who participated in the three round table conferences. He had his own ideas. He had his own ideas regarding the freedom of India. When he participated in the round table conference, Ambedkar presented one idea before the people. Ambedkar gave or Ambedkar presented one idea before the people. That idea was known as separate electorate. British people gave separate electorate to the scheduled caste people and scheduled tribe people. That means in some constituencies only scheduled caste or scheduled tribe people were only allowed to stand as candidates. Separate constituencies were given to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people during this time. But Gandhiji did not agree with these things. Gandhiji did not agree with these things. Gandhiji told that this is a technique to destroy the freedom struggle of India. Gandhiji told. We should not believe in all these things. That was the idea of Gandhi. Gandhi told that Indians should fight against the British people without thinking of our caste. Scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, etc. should stand together and we should fight against the British people. So Gandhi became very angry. Disagreement happened between Gandhiji and Ambedkar. Disagreement took place between Gandhiji and Ambedkar during this time. Gandhiji started strike up to death. Gandhiji started hunger strike at last. An agreement was made between Gandhiji and Ambedkar. That agreement we studied earlier. That agreement was known as Pune Pact. According to Pune Pact, the idea of separate constituency or electorate was withdrawn by Ambedkar. And Gandhiji made another adjustment that from the constituency, from the general constituency, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe people can also stand as candidates. In this way, the disagreement between Gandhi and Ambedkar was solved or removed. In this way, the disagreement was removed. Then, Ambedkar was a member of Viceroy's Legislative Council. Before that, he was a member of Bombay Legislative Council also. That means, even though he was born in a lower caste, people of India accepted people of India accepted Ambedkar as a great personality. Then, during this time, freedom struggle of India was going on very speedily. Congress party and other leaders were fighting for the freedom of India. Last time I told you now, during the year 1885, Congress party was made. In the year 1885, Congress party was made. It was made by A.O. Hume, Allen Octavio Hume. Allen Octavio Hume was a retired British officer. He only made Indian National Congress. The main idea of A.O. Hume was that A.O. Hume believed that if Indians are having one association, they will work in that association and they will not fight with the British people. The first president of Indian National Congress was W.C. Banerjee. In the beginning, only some people were there who joined with the Congress party because Indians were afraid of Congress party. Indian people were afraid of Congress party. Why? Because India was ruled by British people, no doubt. And Congress party was made by a British person. So, Indians were afraid. In the beginning, only some people joined in the Congress party. But afterwards, lakhs and lakhs of people of India, joined in the Congress party. Lakhs and lakhs of people joined in the Congress party afterwards. And finally it was Gandhiji and other Congress leaders that gave freedom to the land of India. But Ambedkar's idea was fully different. Ambedkar did not join with the Congress party. Ambedkar did not join with the Congress party. At the same time, he made some other parties. He made some other organizations in order to fight for the freedom of the untouchables. Behishta Hidakarni Sabha was made by Behishta. What is the Behishta? Those SC/ST people who were living outside the boundaries of the society, they were known as Behishta Hidakarni Sabha. Swadhantra Karmika Party was another party which was made by Ambedkar. Through these two parties, Ambedkar worked hard for the freedom or for equality of the lower caste people. Not only this one, he made so many magazines also, or he published so many magazines also. For example, Prabuddha Bharat. This magazine was made by him. Janata was another magazine. Mooka Nayaka, Behishta Bharat. All these magazines or journals were made by Ambedkar. Through these journals, he explained about, through these journals, he explained about the problems of the common people of India. Through Prabuddha Bharata, Janata, Moganayaka, Vajikata Bharata, he explained about the problems of India. At the same time, he did not like socialism and communism. What is the meaning of socialism and what is the meaning of communism? That I have told you earlier several times. What is socialism and what is communism? Communism or socialism is demanding that all the factories in a country, all the agricultural land in a country, all the trade center in a country, all the business sector in a country will be under the control of the government. Russia is a socialist country. Russia is a socialist country. China is a communist country. Romania, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, etc. are examples of socialist countries. Cuba also is a socialist country. But Ambedkar did not like socialism or communism. Ambedkar really supported equality for the agricultural laborers of India. Ambedkar really supported for equality of the agricultural laborers of India. He told that agricultural laborers of India are mainly comprised of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people. We have to work for the equality or for the freedom of those people. That was opinion of Ambedkar. Then, during 1947, India became an independent country. During 1947, India became an independent country. Then what happened? For so many years, India was under the control of the British people. During 1940s only, we became an independent country. Then what happened? India was in need of a constitution. India was in need of a constitution. India was in need of a constitution. Then a constituent assembly was made, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of the constituent assembly. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he was the president of the constituent assembly, and a drafting committee was made. Dr. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. Dr. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. Ambedkar. Then what happened? Ambedkar and his friends studied all the constitutions in the world, and they copied important aspects from the constitution. Then they made the Constitution of India. After final discussion, Constitution was accepted during 1950 January 26. During 1950 January 26, India became an independent country. Then, after independence, Ambedkar was appointed as the first law minister of India. In the constitution, Ambedkar included so many things for the freedom of the common people. In the constitution of India, Ambedkar wrote so many sections which were providing freedom to the people of India. Ambedkar wrote so many things which provided freedom to the people of India. Ambedkar. After independence, Ambedkar became the first law minister of India. Basically, Ambedkar was born in Hindu religion. He was born in Mahar caste. Mahar was a scheduled caste during those days. Mahar was a scheduled caste during those days. Scheduled caste. But afterwards, Ambedkar understood one thing, that scheduled caste, scheduled tribe or untouchables or Sudras are not getting any equality inside Hindu religion. So, Ambedkar and his followers left Hindu religion and they accepted Buddhism. They left Hindu religion and they accepted Buddhism. In Buddhism, there is no caste system inside Buddhism. Inside Buddhism, there is no caste problems. All are equal. It was Sri Buddha who established Buddhism. Sri Buddha advocated final moksha for the people. So, independent government of India accepted the contributions of Ambedkar. And they gave him Bharat Ratna Award after his death or posthumously. That means Ambedkar has been known as, or Ambedkar has been considered as one of the greatest personalities of Mother India. Dear children, once more I will tell you something. Era of Gandhi or Gandhian era. This lesson we have been studying for the last 5 days. It is a big lesson. During the starting of the lesson, I had told you people that where he was born. Where Gandhi was born. Gandhi was born in Gujarat at Porbandar. In the Porbandar school, he studied his primary education. After his primary education, he went to England or Great Britain for his higher studies. He did his higher studies there in Britain. And he did his BL from the BL or Bachelor of Law. He did his Bachelor of Law from Britain. Then, after getting his BL degree, he came back to India. After getting his BL degree, he came back to the land of India. Then, again he went back to South Africa to do some jobs there. One place is there in South Africa known as Natal. There Abdullah company was there. In that company, he decided to work as an advocate. And actually, Gandhi's idea was to come back to India after a small gap, after a small period, or after some months. But in South Africa, Gandhi stayed for a long period of 20 years. It was in South Africa that Gandhi experimented everything. He experimented non-violence and satyagraha there in the land of South Africa. One day he was traveling from Pretoria to Durban. While he was traveling, a white ticket examiner came there. He threw away Gandhi from the railway compartment. He threw away Gandhi from the railway compartment. Then what happened? Gandhi was really wounded. Then discrimination on the basis of color of the skin was there in the land of South Africa. So, Gandhiji once told that more racial discrimination or more apartheid was there in South Africa than in the land of Britain. This was the idea of Gandhiji. During 1915, he came back to India. It was a time of First World War. He came back to India during that time. Then Gandhiji met Gopalakrishna Gokhale, who was his political guru. Gandhi traveled throughout India and understood the people, problems of the people. Then Gandhi is known as the father of India. During 1948, January 30, Gandhiji was killed by Nathuram Godse. See, now we have studied about another great personality of independent India. That is Ambedkar. Ambedkar believed that political freedom is not possible without social freedom. He studied caste system of India clearly and he made so many programs to destroy caste system. He participated in the Mahar Tank and Kalaram temple movements. He really he actively participated in the Mahar Tank and Kalaram temple movements. It was Ambedkar who participated in the 3 round table conferences. Ambedkar participated in the 3 round table conferences. In one round table conference, British people agreed to provide separate electorate for the untouchables. But Gandhiji became very angry. Gandhiji began to conduct a strike. So, a controversy or an agreement, a controversy or a disagreement happened between Gandhiji and Ambedkar. Ambedkar told that we have to participate in the freedom struggle of India without thinking of our caste. And Gandhiji believed that it was a technique of the British people to destroy the freedom struggle of India. Then, an agreement was made between Gandhiji and Ambedkar. That agreement was known as Pune Pact, Pune Agreement. That agreement was known as Pune Pact or Pune Agreement. According to Pune Agreement, Gandhiji agreed that in general constituencies, scheduled caste people also can stand as candidates. Then, the controversy or disagreement between Gandhiji and Ambedkar was solved. Ambedkar was a member of Bombay Legislative Council. Then afterwards, he was a member of Viceroy's Legislative Council also. But all the major leaders of India were members of Congress Party. Last time I told you, during 1885 period, Congress Party was made. Majority of the national leaders of India were members of Congress Party. But Ambedkar did not join in the Congress Party. Ambedkar did not join in the Congress Party. And without joining in the Congress Party, he made Behishkar Hidakarni Sabha. He made. This was an organization which worked hard for the freedom of the untouchables of India. And Swadhantra Karmika Party, Swatantra Karmika Party was also made by Ambedkar. Through these two associations, Ambedkar worked hard for the equality of the lower caste people of India, or he worked hard for the freedom of the untouchables of India. He worked hard for the freedom of the untouchables of India. Who worked hard? Ambedkar worked hard for the freedom of the untouchables of India. He told that there was no meaning in joining the Congress party for getting equality and for getting freedom to the untouchables of India. Ambedkar told that we have to make our own associations or organizations in order to get equality for the untouchables of India. So that he did not join the Congress party. So that he made these two associations. Other than these two associations, he had made his own magazines also. He published his own magazines. In those magazines, he clearly wrote about the problems of untouchables. In those magazines, he clearly wrote about the problems of the untouchables. Among the magazines, among the journals, Prabuddha Bharata, Janata, Muga Nayaka, Bhagishkara Bharata, etc. were very important. In those magazines, or through those magazines, he explained about the problems of the untouchables. And in those magazines, he explained how the problems of the untouchables can be removed. And he told through these magazines that untouchables should get education. It is through education only untouchables can solve their problems. So, through these magazines and journals, Ambedkar clearly explained about the problems of the untouchables. Then, he did not like socialist ideas in his life. But he mainly worked hard for the freedom of the agricultural laborers of India. Why? Because during those days, agricultural laborers means they comprised of mainly lower caste people. So, Ambedkar did not believe in communism or in socialism. Ambedkar did not believe in communism or in socialism. Ambedkar believed only in the problems of agricultural laborers of India. Then, after independence, Government of India made one Constituent Assembly for making a constitution. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the President of the Constituent Assembly. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the President of the Constituent Assembly. And one drafting committee was made. And Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. There were other members also to help Ambedkar. There were so many other members to help Ambedkar. So many other members were there in order to help Ambedkar during this particular time. Ambedkar and his friends studied all the constitutions of the world. Ambedkar and his friends studied all the constitutions of the world. They copied down very important topics from the constitution of world. They copied important aspects from world constitution. Then Ambedkar clearly wrote in the constitution that all the people of India, whether they are untouchables, whether they are poor, whether they are scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, whether they are ladies or children, he clearly explained the truth that all the people of India are having the right to enjoy equality. This was the idea of Ambedkar, because Ambedkar was born in a lower caste. He told that untouchability is a crime, or he told that untouchability is an evil practice. So, after independence, Ambedkar was appointed as the first law minister of India. Ambedkar was appointed as the first law minister of India after independence. Then, afterwards, Ambedkar understood one thing that if we are living in the Hindu community, if we are living inside Hindu community, lower caste people or the untouchables, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, Chandelas, etc., will not get any equality. Even the people of India also did not show any respect towards Ambedkar. So, along with his followers, Ambedkar left Hindu religion and he accepted Buddhism. Buddhism was accepted by Ambedkar. Ambedkar told that if you want equality in India, we should not live inside Hindu religion. We have to leave, we have to avoid Hindu religion. So Ambedkar has been considered as one of the greatest personalities of India. Because of this reason, Government of India gave him Bharat Ratna after his death, or posthumously. Posthumously means after the death. Dear children, you watch this video and read the same topic in the textbook. If you do have doubts, you please call me. Thank you.